Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We have more Carlos Correa news and it's juicy, so sit back, relax, and let's go through the newest findings of this whole Correa saga. As the New York Mets go, Steve Cohen brought out his checkbook immediately to sign Correa right after his Giants deal fell through. Some pretty crazy info came out not too long afterward, with details saying that Correa and his family were at Oracle Park in San Francisco. Correa himself was all dressed up for the occasion. The team had a cable card ride around the city scheduled after the press conference. I mean, there was a whole thing planned out. Only for the Giants to become scared of Correa's physical, Cohen jumped in and signed him just hours after the canceled Giants press conference. The baseball world went wild, and that was that. Except that wasn't that, because we sit here more than 2 weeks later, Christmas is over, New Year's is over, and Carlos Correa still isn't officially on any Major League roster. Before I get any further, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Over 70% of my watch time has been from people who aren't subscribed, so hit that button along with the bell for post notifications. Okay, back to the video. On Christmas Eve, it was reported that the Mets now had a concern over Correa's physical, making the Giants not look so bad after all. That's now two teams that are notably concerned with what they saw in that physical. So the Mets, who were thought to have stole Carlos Correa from the Giants, don't even have Correa yet either. Things have seemed pretty positive overall, I'd say, over these last 2 weeks as far as how good it looks that this deal can get done. There were reports saying that Correa and his camp did not want to restructure the original 12-year, $315 million contract they agreed to, but overall, the general consensus has been that Correa is probably going to be a Met when it's all said and done. I recently made a video about how Correa needs this Mets situation to work out in order to get the large contract he's been looking for, where I also mentioned an attempted steal late in the 2022 season where Correa hurt his lower right leg, so go check that out after this video. But I think the question that I and so many others keep asking ourselves is why exactly this is taking so damn long to figure out between the two sides. I can see a few days, but a few weeks? Weird. Correa did recently post a picture on his Instagram story of him and his son, a son that was actually wearing an I Love NY shirt, which led everyone to believe he really is going to be a Met. And that's how I felt over these last couple of weeks, especially as of late. No matter how weird it seems that it's taking this long, it also seems like they're going to work something out. A recent report by MLB insider and reporter Ken Rosenthal said that the final contract that Correa agrees to with the Mets will be dramatically different than the original one they agreed to. And then there's the newest report, this one by Jon Heyman, who's basically a Scott Boras mouthpiece. For those who don't know, Scott Boras is Carlos Correa's agent and the most successful agent in baseball, maybe in all of sports. He also happens to tell Jon Heyman a lot of information, so typically anything Heyman reports about one of Boras's clients, like in this instance, should be trustworthy. In his latest report, Heyman reported that Carlos Correa and his side of things has gotten in contact with at least one other team after the negotiations with the Mets ran into quote-unquote at least a hiccup or two. The Minnesota Twins are said to be at least one of the teams that has reconnected with Scott Boras to talk a potential deal with his star client. So basically, Carlos Correa is technically a free agent again. Like, he kind of has a non-official agreement with the Mets and only the Mets to try and work something out, or at least he did for the last couple of weeks. But over 2 weeks after the Correa Mets deal was postponed, it's looking more and more likely that he could very well end up on yet another team. Things aren't dead yet with the Mets, and they can very well still make this work. But Correa is now starting to talk to multiple teams again. Crazy. So, the Correa drama continues. Let me know what you think, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.